as human beings, and this is one day's adventure. Horn and Hardart was the queen of automats. It was just past the fish and tackle shop near the Chelsea Hotel. The routine was to get a seat and a tray, then go to the back where there were rows of little windows. You would slip some money into a slot, open the glass hatch, and extract a sandwich or fresh apple pie. It was a real Tex Avery eatery. My favorite was chicken pot pie, or cheese and mustard with lettuce on a poppy seed roll. Robert liked their two specialties, baked macaroni and cheese and chocolate milk. I just didn't really appreciate Horn and Hardart's famous chocolate milk. I was raised on Bosco and powdered milk, and it was just too thick, so I got coffee. I was always hungry. I metabolized my food quickly. Robert could go without eating much longer than me. If we were out of money, we just didn't eat. Robert might be able to function, even if he got a little shaky, but I would feel like I was going to pass out. One drizzly afternoon, I had a hankering for one of those cheese and lettuce sandwiches. I went through all our belongings and found exactly 55 cents. I slipped on my gray trench coat and my Mayakovsky cap and headed to the automat. In those days, all my clothes had names. Actually, they still have names. Like, this is my Hunger Games jacket. Really, I even have my Hunger Games pin. It makes life more fun to have clothes that have a name. I headed to the automat. I got my tray and slipped in my coins, but the window wouldn't open. I tried again without luck, and then I noticed the price had gone up to 65 cents. I was disappointed, to say the least, when I heard a voice say, "Can I help?" I turned around, and it was Allen Ginsberg. We had never met, but there was no mistaking the face of one of our great poets and activists. I looked into those intense dark eyes, punctuated by his dark curly beard, and just nodded. Allen added the extra dime and also stood me for a cup of coffee. I wordlessly followed him to his table, and then I plowed into the sandwich. Allen introduced himself. He was talking about Walt Whitman, and then I mentioned I was raised near Camden, where Whitman was buried. When he leaned forward and looked at me intently, "Are you a girl?" he said. "Yeah," I said. "Is that a problem?" He just laughed. "Oh, no, I'm sorry. I took you for a very pretty boy." I got the picture immediately. "Well, does this mean I gotta return the sandwich?" "Oh, no, enjoy it," he said. "It was my mistake." He told me he was writing a long elegy for Jack Kerouac, who had recently passed away. 3 days after Rimbaud's birthday, I said solemnly. I shook his hand, and we parted company. Sometime later, Allen became my good friend and teacher. We often reminisced about our first encounter, and he once asked how I would describe how we met. I would say, "You fed me when I was hungry," and he did.